Welcome back from that break. It's a pleasure you're still watching Innovate here on Urban TV. For what's up this week, we're talking innovations for a purpose. The USAID Executive Director, Ms. Mei Cheng, visited the Resilient African Network Laboratories here in Kololo, where project leads exhibited their products in the field of finance, agriculture, and health. Our cameras were there, and we bring you the details. Ms. Mei Cheng, the Executive Director of the U.S. Global Development Lab at the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, visited the Resilient African Network RAN, where they exhibited all the innovations developed at the school in the different fields of health, agriculture, finance, to mention but a few.
One of the reasons why RAN is interested in this is the distributed form of radio. It is no longer a radio station, but it's a radio that can move.
Yeah.
So you can lend it to one village, they use it, it goes to another village. So it would work very well like in NGOs that have an operation where they want the radios to keep moving, not stuck in one place. And we're looking at it more as a platform in which you can launch many other things. We want to take it to Ethiopia and the pastoralist communities to be used to change culture about livestock, about owning very big herds. So if you get like community opinion leaders who have already changed to be the ones to talk on this radio, maybe you can change the culture of many pastoralists. So that's the model we are looking at it. So we are developing it as a platform project.
The project heads elaborately explained their projects to the ED of USAID, from the objectives, purpose, and inspiration, plus the applicability and in which places these projects are being used.
For us, we are working on mushroom growing, and currently in Uganda we grow mushroom, but there are challenges. There is scarcity of the substrate being used. The farmers depend on these cotton husks for growing mushroom, but it has become scarce and very expensive. So our innovation is to bring these substitutes which are locally available crop residues to substitute this one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's done because the sack of this goes for $10. But this, if you are to collect a sack, it will take you $3. So you save something like $7 per sack of substrate collected.
So one of the things we're looking at this project is, of course, the business modeling, but then also like the other project that we looked at, the type of platform that we can then use to roll this out further, so that you're getting existing mushroom growers, but even new growers to come into this space, because mushroom is well loved and it's a bit pricey at the moment.
During her visit, Mei physically interacted with over 10 innovators under the RAN incubation program. These are working on different innovative solutions directed towards responding to diverse, most pressing community challenges. The innovations showcased included the design garage, low-cost irrigation pumps, kungula, root.io, improved pull and push technology, pneumonia kit for children, and many more.
According to research, it has been shown that pneumonia is among the leading killers for children in Uganda and globally, with India having the highest deaths per year, around 4 million deaths globally and 27,000 in Uganda. And this has been attributed to the misdiagnosis of the disease. It's normally confused with malaria because they share a lot of signs and symptoms. For example, all of them have a fast breathing rate, and then the high fever, and then the temperatures. So they normally tend to confuse the health workers and the parents. They end up treating malaria instead of pneumonia. So our innovation intends to guide the diagnosis of the disease. So with that, we are using the lung crackles, the lung sounds, and the temperature. With that, you're able to differentiate between malaria and pneumonia.
So the idea is that you allow convection currents. So the air is coming in, it's cooler down there. Inside the tent is very hot, so that you have these vents and the hot air gets pushed out. So that's low cost. You don't need the generators, and you're just really applying the principles of physics to enable that to happen. So
is the netting here okay for contamination? Like if it
Yes.
Yes.
In fact, one of the way this came together is through, like I mentioned, through our collaborative resilience innovation design. So what you do is you bring a pool of experts, of community people, and other resource people together, and everyone is sharing their expertise. So yes, so you would ask a question like that, like I did. So what happens with the mesh? But the medical doctors will say that no, you do not get Ebola transmitted in this way or that way. So the mesh, so everyone is bringing their exactly. And so she has a lot of actually expertise that she brought into some of the dynamics that how this tent is the way it is. So really that is the whole idea.
The question and answer session during the interaction was both educative and informative. This was yet another opportunity to offer mentorship, guidance and encouragement to the innovators. Ms. Mei Cheng was quite impressed with the innovations showcased at the Resilient African Network and had this to say.
I think it's very exciting to see such diversity of ideas, from technology ideas to different ways of planting. So it's very exciting to see the level of innovation that we've seen here today.
Key to note was the business model needed to work towards affordably availing these innovations to the vulnerable communities without compromising quality and profit to the innovators. She also pledged full support from the USAID to see these projects become more of a reality.
I think it's probably too early to tell. I think what we expect is that with the early stage innovations, that some of them will be very successful and some of them will not be. And it's part of the whole innovation process that we have to try lots of different ideas and have some of them really take off and maybe some of them are not as successful. And that's part of how innovation works.
Ms. Leslie Reed, U.S. Mission Director, USAID, and the Uganda Program Officer accompanied RAND Patron, also joined by Professor William Bazeo, the Dean Makerere University School of Public Health, and RAND Chief Party. RAND multidisciplinary innovator teams and the RAND team to interact, appreciate, and discuss innovations in relation to strengthening resilience.
Well, for me, it's been really fascinating to look at the great work that Ugandans are doing to address what I agree are some of the biggest challenges facing Uganda right now. So when I look at what's happening in agriculture, that's something that USAID is very committed to under our Feed the Future program. I look at what they're doing with Ebola. Of course, Ebola, Ugandans are among the best in the world at addressing Ebola, and it's great to see that Ugandan minds are coming to help solve the problems that have been faced in West Africa. So for me, I agree that bringing all of these bright people together to try to address the big development challenges facing Uganda shows a lot of promise.
Mei has more than 20 years of engineering and leadership experience in the Silicon Valley. She served as a senior engineering director at Google for 8 years, where she led worldwide engineering for Google's mobile applications and services. The Resilient African Network is a partnership of 20 sub-Saharan African universities led by Makerere University in Uganda, together with Tulane University's Disaster Resilience Leadership Academy, supported by USAID. And for our IT global scene, developed by an IT lab in Bordeaux, these football players minted in aluminium and sporting square feet will represent France in the upcoming RoboCup that will be held in China. Just imagine robots playing football. Check it out. Chewbacca, Mowgli and Django have been practicing for a year now. They are ready to shine at the RoboCup, a robotics football competition between some of the world's most intricate robots and their creators. Project manager Olivier can be proud that his minions are the only French team to have qualified for the final stages. Engineers have designed and developed these bots for months following meticulous programming and a barrage of tests. Now up and running, the humanoids cost 6,000 euros a piece. No doping allowed, the bots must conform to the rules of the game.
In the competition, the idea is to limit the robot's senses to that of humans. Exterior elements are not allowed. So the robot has a camera for an eye which moves when he moves. He has the equivalent of an internal ear, captors on his feet that serve as soles and heels.
Organizers this year in China imposed an artificial turf 3 centimeters high, an extra challenge for these high-stepping square-footed machines. If they fall, there is no hand to help them up. No one is allowed to intervene on the playing field.
The robots are autonomous. They make choices on their own. One aspect that is particularly difficult and original is their humanoid appearance. We have locomotion problems but also vision problems. The robot has to be able to detect where the ball is and to make choices independently. We program the robots and they manage on their own.
Getting up after a fall is a small feat in robotics. Programmers can spend days coding for all the possible situations on the ground. Even if the robots stay standing without bumping into each other, there's another challenge to master: seeing the ball.
The difficulty this year is to detect a white ball in an environment where there are white lines and boxes. Last year the ball was orange, so this year we are trying to develop the algorithms that will use the fact that the ball is smooth, whereas the ground is textured.
RoboCup's stated aim? To square up to Flesh and Blood World Cup players one day. In the meantime, 18 teams will show off their articulate inventions, and the stakes are far-reaching. The French team is also working on the development of the prosthetic limbs for humans. Google has finally made the undo send feature an official Gmail feature. It allows anybody using Gmail to cancel a sent email immediately in case they have second thoughts. So cases of you having a wrong email being sent to a wrong recipient just might not be heard of anymore if you are using Gmail. Google has finally made the undo send feature an official Gmail feature. Previously, a popular feature in Gmail Labs and recently added to Inbox by Gmail, today we are adding undo send as a formal setting in Gmail on the web. Undo send allows people using Gmail to cancel a sent mail if they have second thoughts immediately after sending. Read the official Google announcement. With this feature enabled, you have a predetermined number of seconds to recall the email you just sent. This, just as the official Google announcement reads, has been in Gmail Labs for 6 years and now it's finally a standard part of Google's email service. Undo Send began as an experimental feature in 2009 when it offered only a 5-second retrieval period. It was a hit almost immediately and has been a mainstay of many Gmail accounts since it was first introduced. Well, this feature comes in handy with those emails you would rather they be not delivered, but it does have limits beyond the recall grace period. Once you click send on an email, an undo option appears at the top of your inbox or whatever page you're on in Gmail, such as sent mail. Once you leave that page, the undo send option immediately disappears regardless of the grace period setting. In other words, when you want to use this option, don't click anything until you've hit the undo link. If you're already an undo send user via Gmail Labs, then your current settings won't be affected. Everything will work as it should. However, anyone who's new to the feature will find it under Settings, General, then Undo Send. Undo Send allows you to recall an email either 5, 10, 20 or 30 seconds after you've hit send. That was it for Innovate this week. Catch us again next week, same day and same time, as we continue to unveil to you whatever there is in the world of technology. Keep following us on Twitter using the hashtag UrbanInnovate and my personal handle @Kembenda. You can also like our Facebook page, Innovate Urban TV. Give us your views and we shall be here to give you what you want. Keep watching Urban TV.